My dear friends of ERTICO, it's a real pleasure to have Paloma Aba Garrote with me. And Paloma has been our counterpart actually as director of CINEA. And CINEA is the European Climate, Infrastructure and Environment Executive Agency. Back to Paloma, very pleased to meet you. Paloma, thank you for joining us. So allow me to ask you pointed questions. First, CINEA is indeed overseeing the execution of projects. You're an executive agency for the transport clusters. So actually what we would like to see in Europe from our experience since 1991 is deployment. We see a lot of very good research with the CCAM partnership, with the 2.0 partnership. How can we move even quicker to real-time, tangible deployment with all the results we have from the projects?
Thank you, Joost.
Yeah.
And, I'm fully aware how difficult it has been, the transition, and it's still difficult it is, the transition from research into deployment. And in CINEA, we are managing, a number of programs which are trying to accompany the different investors, whether in research, whether they start to move into more mature technologies and then into the final deployment.
Sure.
And we have, for example, Horizon Europe, which has been supporting research, while the Connecting Europe facility is supporting the deployment. And I would say that, of course, this program what we are trying is to incentivize, to maybe sometimes the risk, those investments that maybe some promoters will not do if they were not to receive grants. So we are also there to support that part. We also know that how important is that there is a connection between those who maybe invent or make up these technologies, maybe then they test it, but then we need people who are ready to scale them up and then make the deployment. So we also try to bring ourselves, sometimes working together with the Commission, those stakeholders together. We bring them all together because we think that they need to speak to each other. So I would say that from the side of the CINEA, we see that we can give support from different areas. There are tools. We only need that the promoters, the investors, the different stakeholders have the courage to move into that.
You're now heading this CINEA for a couple of years and all these programs in transport, all these clusters, 5. What would be the main lessons learned from all these EU programs, and how do you see the future, especially after the European elections that we got now, without divulging any secrets, of course? Please.
Well, I have, in my position, I have been able to be in contact with many beneficiaries, not only on digital technologies for transport, but, many more. And what we have learned, and I have personally learned from them, is that the European Union support not only help them to make the right decision or to make the decision to do a project, put it into action, but they also is a kind of push to collaborate between borders. So not working on silos, not working isolated, but work so even with many stakeholders from different member states. So bringing a little bit the project beyond the borders. What I would say, for the future, is that I am very much aware that, in terms of the programs, we will never have enough funding to cover the needs that they exist. But not everything has to be financed by public money. So probably we need to concentrate on the priorities we will have in front of us. Maybe it's still too early to say what will happen with the new generation of programs as from 2028. But it is clear that research and innovation is important, but it's important in order to improve our competitiveness. So I would probably see a lot of funding being devoted in order to promote the research results and to make Europe more competitive.
I really like what you said. That's exactly what we do with ERTICO, connecting the dots across all these sectors, public and private. A couple of last sentences to say thank you, gracias, for being with us. We will be in sync with your team in CINEA, and also thank you for all the nice projects we have to deliver now with good scrutinization of your POs. That's their job.
Well, thank you very much on my side for welcoming me here. Yeah. And I'm very pleased that you see us as a counterpart,
yes.
And I hope that this will be just the beginning of a long journey together.
Thank you, Paloma. Thank you.